Right, so thank you, Mick Lovin. At the top, we had Festival Song by Pez. And Maddie, what do we have next?
Holiday by Dizzee Rascal. I wanted to introduce that song because there's a lyric in that's always stuck with me. But I don't know why, but it was ain't no distance that can stop my persistence just a few days of the year. And that has always been one of my favourite lyrics.
Yeah, really?
And I'm not a huge Dizzee Rascal fan. I love that song and I just love that lyric.
Mate, Dizzee Rascal is like OG breakthrough.
Yeah, you were telling us that you saw him, what was it, 09 Big Day Out?
Yeah, it was my first. So I'd just moved up from Albany.
Yep.
And anyone's lived in Albany, a festival is as
you
far.
You got Dog Rock and you've got
as far away. Mate, a house party and you
right.
crank the tunes as loud as you can. That's as close as we're getting. So we heard about Big Day Out. We just moved up, young, having heaps of fun, and we obviously didn't have money to get the tickets. So what do? Like everyone, we jump. So we bombed it, and we had a couple of boys that are not that way inclined, and we forced them to jump. It's like, boys, you got to jump. This would be so fun. Bombed it, probably at the same spot that all the Scarborough crew and all the boys. I reckon we were.
We've
honestly
bonded over this before.
I honestly reckon we're at the same spot, and it was
at the vending machine.
Yeah, and it's right underneath
fence near the Claremont Showgrounds.
Yeah, right underneath that little tunnel
under the underpass, mate.
And there was just this one fence that's just reeking of getting bombed, and then we're walking around all sheepish, and then all of a sudden it's like, boys, go, let's go.
It's kind of like one go, everyone has to go.
Well, the thing is, for me, we're sort of sussing it, and we've never done it. We had no idea. And I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't look like anyone's really jumping. I was like, stuff it, let's go. So we hit it, bombed the fence, and as we were jumping up to get over the top of this huge fence, I just turned around, and there was about 200 people. Everyone on the outside was jumping. They're just waiting for someone. We got up, and as we were up, everyone jumped the fence, and it buckled, flattened.
Really?
Yeah, and then it was just scatter, and we just ran. Everyone ran, and then
you had a meet. You pre-discussed like a meeting.
No, we had nothing. So then it was, you know, at festies, you get no reception. It was bad enough back then on the Nokias, and then we hit the D floor, and we always knew where we were going, like as in the artist
front
where
left?
we were going. Yeah, front left. Yeah,
Front
straight
left.
out. Yeah. So we got straight in there, and that's like euphoric moment. You see the boys, who's made it, who hasn't. Hugging each other.
Did any not make it?
No, all of our lads that we had all made it, and then everyone's coming back with a story of a dog chased them. You know, it's like it's all that. So
Big
it's
baseball
like
bat someone had.
that's almost like the best bit about it. And then Dizzee Rascal slams on, and you're just going, mate, this is
because I think that was from memory. That was around like 3:30, like peak hour, where everyone would be jumping.
Yeah, the sunburn was beaming on my neck. The sun was just, and it was prime time pretty much at that stage.
It was 3:30, and the reason I know is because I had to get home by 7 on the train. So me and Das were probably 6 people behind Gov, and one person hits that fence, man. All the boys were like, "You're going."
Yeah,
and you had no idea who he was at that time.
No, I had no idea, and
know.
we may not have been in the same exact cohort. My fence didn't buckle.
Yeah.
But yeah, you hit it and then you sprint and you find the boys and we didn't even get in the, you know how usually there's the front mosh, then there's the barricades.
Yeah, it's the D.
And then the second mosh.
Yeah.
We were in the second mosh and we were, 09 must have been 14 or 15 and me and Das wearing probably like JJ's pink tight stuff, like big, big Air Force Ones.
We had the Dunlop volleys.
Yeah, Dunlop
volleys with the old Bond shirt.
Yeah, that you painted as well. And
we painted.
And some Brazilian guy turns to us and kind of just goes, "Mate, you want to go up?" And we're like, "Oh, I don't really." Sure. So he gives us the hands and stick your foot in it, bang, straight up crowd surfing. First fest you've ever been to. Me and Das are getting crowd surfed around to Bonkers and Holiday. For like 15 minutes until we got crowd surfed into that gully.
Yeah.
And we're freaking no wristbands, nothing, and it was all good. Straight back out, all good.
Mate, and come from, because I had hilltops, then into Dizzee Rascal, and then Calvin Harris was like at the back, and it was just like, it was just epitomised. I was like, mate, I just love live music.
Festival moment, hey?
Mate, see, everyone's probably gone to one, obviously their first time, and that was my first time, and it was just like, mate, this is the best thing ever. So we tried to get to as many as possible. I remember talking to jumping, it was like, I was jumping festivals and I got drafted, and I was still jumping. I didn't have enough money, so I was still bombing it. And I remember I got a call from Scotty Selwood.
Yeah.
And Scotty Selwood is like epitome of perfect, pretty much, at a footy club. And I remember him calling me going, "Hey, Gov, how you going?" I'm like, "Hey, mate." I hadn't spoke to him. I've been there for 3 years, 4 years. I haven't spoke to him. He's like, "Mate, you going laneway?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a test. They know that I'm jumping." I was like, "Oh, yeah, maybe, mate, I might go, but I can't get a ticket." He goes, "No, we don't have a ticket either, mate. That's the reason I was calling. And a few boys said that you've been jumping. Can you help us jump?" And I was like, yeah, mate, no worries. Just sent me his address, and I just dropped everything, like, do everything for these senior lads that rocked up, and there's like 15 of the West Coast boys that made fake wristbands. They were all wigging. I was like, "No, don't worry about the wristbands. Like, we'll get him." Went there. If anyone been laneway in the city, that's the hardest to jump. It's like, it's literally...
Obviously never jumped Future Music up in Joondalup.
Yeah, was that hard?
I had to run through the front gate.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, straight through the bag checks, like straight through.
Yeah, see, we hit the main road. There's like that main road on the corner, where the corner is, and you know where you got the gate to go straight in. We would go up a bit and bomb at that side, yeah. But laneway, we got there, and it's like, mate, this is a fortress. And I'm like, I can't let these boys down, like. And then so I started hitting some crew up, saying we're jumping, where are we jumping? And then there's this car park with a fence in front of it, and it was a bit of a drop into this like soak well area where all the water goes. And I was like, there's no water in there. I was like, oh, it's big. Here we go. And then all of a sudden, one of these crew that we were with grabbed out some tin snips and cut a hole in the fence. And it was single file, pushing everyone through, like shoving them. And everyone's like literally scorping. And before you know it, I turn around and you see everyone's on edge. Scully was there. All the boys were there, and it was going. And then fanged in. And then lucky, we got all the security got us. We started grabbing everyone and started looking at our wrists, and we had the fake wristbands. So let us go, and then got everyone else. So it worked. Got them in, but it was good to know that those boys were human, because you just look at them like they wouldn't be doing this. And it was my first moment that I ever had to be like, great, these guys are normal. I can be normal.
And then, like, when you became a senior head, you probably had a similar moment where you like have to relate to someone young, and they're thinking, how the hell do I relate to that guy? But you're thinking, what do I do?
Yeah, well, that's
and it's kind of that sliding doors moment where it just perfectly adds up, and then it would have made your journey so much more comfortable after that.
Yeah, it was just more that they're normal, you know. Like it's all good. It's like, it is a bit of harmless fun. Like I'm not trying to. If I could afford a ticket, I'd buy a ticket. Pretty much was my thing, but I couldn't really afford one. So I love live music, so.
Absolutely.
You know, we sort of did it, and it was just good to know that these lads are like, nah, this sort of little harmless fun, trying to jump at little festivals, okay, but, you know, if we get caught, it's all good. And it helped me big time of just realising, okay, these guys are normal, because you look at them like they just are 1,000% perfect. They never do anything out of line ever, but deep down, they're all lads, they're all good boys and harmless fun.
That's such a sick story. And then I could only imagine laneway in the city just literally being laneways, and the walls aren't fences. Yeah, it's quite literally buildings.
It was right near, like, is it Peekabah?
Yeah.
You know that little section there, like fenced off pretty much from Peekabah all through that city area through there. It was like, mate, it's fortress, but we got there. We got it.
Have you got any music that reminds you of Gov?
I've got heaps of music that reminds me of Gov.
Is there one particular song that you...
Oh, look, like probably your experience, there's lots. I could give you 10. There's particular songs that remind me of like points in time.
Yeah.
But there's also songs that remind me of stories that Gov's told me. Gov's a very good storyteller. And so therefore, even some of the songs that I have, again, are from Gov's friends, just because I'm chilling with, you know, Gov, Cav, Baddest, and the boys, and you hear a song that you haven't heard for ages, or you maybe didn't even know exists. One of them's Put 'Em High.
Yeah.
Do you know that song? It's like a housey song.
Yes, love it.
And so I think, there's always an association with music for me, and Gov's been like front and centre of my life for 10 years pretty much. And so, I've got plenty. Do you want to hear a couple?
We're going to pass you the aux, man.
You pass me the aux? Well then...
This could be rogue.
Sure, have this.